What's up? Well, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Tell you what, even Wilma, she says, honey, why we have so many problems to be together. She ain't lying. If it ain't one problem, it's another problem. One after the other. Every week, something new. Every week. Every week is something new. Well, anyway. Okay, here's the deal. We had the hurdle of not having the medical ready because they said 10 days. In some places, it's like 3 days, 4 days later. But they said be 10 days. So we had an interview scheduled. I mean, the only option was April 2nd. But the medical, she could have went to the interview without the medical, and then she would have to go back up to Taipei, which not feasible with her work. So my lawyer suggested. No, actually, I suggested to a lawyer, and the lawyer said, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do that. So we went ahead and booked April 2nd anyway. And then I emailed the embassy and said, hey, our medical is scheduled for this week, but we won't have the medical papers in time for the interview. And the only option is April 2nd. They emailed back, gave us another date in April later on in the month, and so we booked that. So we're all happy. The next day after that was resolved, her broker come over there. Tell her she got to go back to the Philippines now. So she's frantically, she opened up the video, tried to call me. I mean, I already said goodnight. No, we didn't say goodnight yet. She said, my broker's here. So they got it resolved. He said, you have till end of May. That was last week. Yesterday, or sometime in the middle of the night before, I was already sleeping. I wake up and I see like 6 missed calls from her. I mean, I was when I get into a deep sleep, I get into a deep sleep when I'm tired, and I didn't hear my phone ringing. So it was like 3 in the morning. Her broker showed up again. What an ass. Start saying, you got to go back to the Philippines now. And, they argue back and forth. You said till end of May. So now they want her to sign, they gave her 3 options. Either sign 3-month extension, which we're going to do, and then, or go back to the Philippines, I guess now, or find a new job, a new employer. So what we're doing is she's going to do it. The guy shows up with I guess something in written in Chinese and said, here, sign. She said, I'm not signing that. It's in English. So, or it's not in English. It's in Chinese. So he got mad or whatever. So I told her today, I said, hey, don't sign anything unless you could read it. If it's in that chicken scratch shit, don't frickin' sign it. Read it. If you can't read it, don't sign it. You tell them they can translate in English and write it in English, and you sign the English paper. You don't sign the Chinese paper. You sign the English one, and you demand a copy. You demand 2 copies. Say, bring 2 copies in English. I sign one, I keep. You sign one, you keep. That's it. So what we're going to do, so 3 months will put us into the end of June. Well, we don't trust our broker, and now we don't trust the employer. I don't trust any one of them as far as I could throw them, So here's what our plan is. Tell you on the next update.